So anytime that you're asked to solve a proportion, you're just going to cross multiply and set the two terms equal to each other. So 51 times x is 51x, and we're going to set that equal to 3 times 18, which is 54. And we're going to divide both sides by 51 to get x by itself. And 54 divided by 51 gives us 1.058, and he didn't specify how to round this, so I think that's fine. The next one, it's a proportion, so we're also going to cross multiply, and we need to use the distributive property here. So basically, when we multiply the 12 times x plus 3, it's like we are distributing that. So 12 times x would give us 12x. And 12 times 3 is going to give us 36, equals to 22 times x minus 2. So again, we're going to distribute. 22 times x is 22x, and 22 times minus 2 is going to be a negative 44. And now we can get our x's together. So that would be 10x minus 44, and we can add 44 over here. So that gives us 80 is equal to 10x, and divide both sides by 10, and x is going to equal 8. Okay, so anytime that you're given the three sides of the triangle, and it tells you that there's a perimeter, we know that a perimeter is when you add the three sides up. So we set them up like this. We take the numbers, and we say 4, and we add an x to it. So 4x, I got that 4 from here. And the next number we're going to do is 5, so 5x. And then the next number is an 8, so plus 8x is equal to 68, which is our perimeter right here. So we're going to combine like terms. So 4 plus 5 is 9, and 9 plus 8, which leaves us with 17 x's is equal to 68. So to get x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 17. And my calculator tells me that x equals 4. So now I need to plug each of the x's into my original numbers. So I'm going to have 4. I found an x of 4, so 4 times 4 is going to be 16. And then 5 times 4 is going to be 20. And then 8 times 4, which is going to give me 32. And these are the lengths of each of the sides. Okay, the next one asks us to find the ratio of the measures of angles. And remember that triangles, the three angles always add up to 180. So we're going to do something added up to 180. And what that means is we're going to say 2x plus 3x plus 5x equals 180. So if we combine like terms, 2 plus 3 is 5, and then another 5 x's would give us a total of 10x is equal to 180. And if we divide both sides by 10, x is going to equal 18. The question, though, asks us to find the measure of each angle. So if x was 18, then we need to plug 18 in for x for all of these. So our first angle is going to be 2 times 18. So the first angle is going to be 36. And then we're going to plug an 18 in for here. So 18 times 3, 54 is my other angle of my measure. And the last one will be 5 times 18, which is going to be 90. And if I add these up, they should equal 180 if I did it correctly. So 90 plus 54 plus 36 equals 180. So these are the three measures of my angles. All right, so this one is comparing the width to the length. So we're going to put the widths on top. We're going to put the lengths on bottom. And so these are in order of, because it said width to length. So width is on top, so that's 5 over 6 is our length. And the rectangle is 30 meters long. So that's an indication of length. And it wants us to find the width. So we've set up a proportion here. I just put the W and the L so we can know which one was the width and which was the length. So what we're going to do is say 6 times x because we're going to cross multiply. So 6x is equal to 5 times 30. So 6x is equal to 150. Divide both sides by 6. And 150 divided by 6, x is equal to 25. All right, so Alice is playing a board game. And after 15 turns, Alice has landed on a blue space 5 times. So we can say we're trying to figure out the number of blue that they're going to land on in a certain amount of turns given. So after 15 turns, so we can put the 15 on the bottom, she got blue 5 times. And we're going to set up proportions to solve these. So if the game will last for 75 turns, so turns go here, we need to see how many times we think it'll land on blue. So we've set up a proportion, now we can go ahead and cross multiply. So 75 times 5 is 375 equals 15 times x, which is 15x, divide both sides by 15, and we've got 375 divided by 15, and x will be 25, and that's the number of times that it will land on blue if you have 75 turns. All right, so the next question, we're going to set up another proportion. A worker out of plant checks cars for defects. Of the 300 cars he checks, 5 have defects. So we can say cars over defects. So 300 cars, 5 have defects. So let's set up a proportion for the second part of the problem. If 12,000 cars will be checked, so that goes up here. It's asking how many defects do you think that you'll find. So we're going to cross multiply, and we can say 300 times x is 300x. 12,000 times 5 is going to be 60,000. So divide both sides by 300 to find out x. And x is 200.